Hello, welcome back to Swift Thoughts. I am super excited. I'm having my first guest today, my friend Tori. And we're going to talk everything Tortured Poets because it is the 2-year anniversary, which I can't believe it's been that long.
I
Like,
know.
I don't know, partially because I feel like we've had it for so long, but at the same time, I feel like it just came out yesterday. Um, but yeah, I kind of want to start back. Kind of like before Tortured Poets was announced.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, like I feel like during the era story there was a lot of clowning for rep. Um, every
So, I
single
mean,
night.
still,
Yes. It's never gonna end, no matter how many times Taylor's like, nothing from
I
rep is
know.
coming
Bless her.
anytime
I
soon.
know. I know.
Yeah,
God.
for putting up with us. But so I mean, I was one of those people, I was exhausted. Like, I'm tired of this, grandpa. But
Like,
I
it's,
still
she's like, she really said that's too damn bad. She really did.
And I put my clown nose on every single night, and I was telling Beth every every time there was
Every
a new
single night.
date.
You're like,
I'm like, we're clowning for this because of this, and it's because of this math. Again, shout out to Swiftologist for that. I'm going to be keep using that because I just can't think of a better description. Of people say, well, this happened and this happened, and you add these together and you squint your eyes, and there we go. That's why we're getting Rep TV, which I already thought. I was very surprised that Speak Now, came out on 7/7, 2024.
"Mm,
No, 2023. And then,
has that
I
really been that
mean,
long?
yeah,
Oh
seven
my
seven
gosh.
2023, and then on 8/9, so literally like a month and 2 days later, we got the announcement for 1989 because she wanted to do it on the actual original 1989 release date, which
Right.
I totally get that. It's not crazy that people would think we would have it a month later. On the 1989 Taylor's version cover, when it said Taylor's version, the S in version looked like a snake, and then ION.
Yes.
So they thought 10 November. So like we really thought we're getting something. Um, we did not. And then I remember I think I saw it like the day after. Because I didn't always stay up depending on time zone for surprise songs, but November 12th in Argentina, during the surprise songs, everyone's screaming, reputation, reputation. And she
Yes. I remember that.
what? And then
I
immediately
remember
goes,
that. And she was like,
now go sit in the corner and think about what you did and saying better than revenge. And I was like, if that does, I would love to know if she planned that or if she was like, oh, you want to demand something from me? Sit the down and take what I give you.
hmm
Which, you
no,
know
because
what?
yeah, on that, like, on that one, like, I remember because I remember there had been other times, or at least I remember there being other times when people would shout that at her or whatever, and I
Mhm.
feel like maybe there was, like, a little bit of planning where she was like, "Oh, if it happens tonight, because I'm playing the surprise song,
Mhm.
I'll make it a point to hear them," like, kinda thing, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a theory, but, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think she
Well,
definitely was like, "Oh, that's not happening."
but then we have, Grammys of 2024. All her profile pictures are black and white. And
Yes. Yes.
I was
I
like,
remember
okay.
that too.
And then her website had a error and it was
Mhm.
321 back end.
Yeah, that was great. I feel like there were so many things where she just I feel like potentially she just reached a limit and she was so
Yeah.
over our she was just
Yeah.
like, "You know what? Whatever." Like, I do feel like we have taken this, like, so far
We
further
have
than she,
clowned
like,
way
ever
too
imagined.
close to the sun. Yeah.
So clo like, to the
Um,
sun, around the whole universe, and come back. Like,
Literally. Well,
it's
and
just, like,
on
so
that page,
insane.
it had like these garbled letters, and you unscramble, and it said red herring. Which red herring, it's like, hey, it seems like it's an obvious thing, and it's not that. Which
Mhm.
now we know is the torture poets department.
Right.
So, we're all thinking that. And, then she comes in this gorgeous Vivienne Westwood gown in a white dress with black gloves. And we're just like, it's happening. As soon as she gets
Yep.
on stage, it's going to happen. I remember I was texting with someone being like, it's happening. She gets called up for a
Agreed.
Grammy. And sure enough, she starts saying, oh, I want to talk about this thing that I've been doing for the last 2 years. And it was, she said, my brand new album. And of course, she's very clear about that. It's brand new. I have not, it's
Yep.
not a re-record, which I, appreciate. And I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed for just a little bit of time. I was disappointed because I love
I
Reputation.
was too. Yeah, I was too. Because I
I
really did think, because I was like, what?
Mhm,
Like, I mean, yes, I'm
mhm.
excited for a new album, but like, what? Like,
I know, but I love the Tortured Poets Department. We just didn't
oh my
know. We
gosh.
didn't know what we needed. But the next day, right after Grammys, is when she announced the title, or not the title tracks, excuse me, the whole track list. And it's because Jerk People were going to leak it. It was getting leaked, and she wanted to put it out first.
Oh,
And
were
that's
they
why I was
really?
surprised. And I think it's because
Oh my gosh.
she
I didn't
pre-sold
realize that.
vinyls. Yeah, vinyls and CDs. You could instantly buy them. Excuse me, and obviously, that kind of stuff you have to manufacture in advance. So it's probably someone that worked at one of the manufacturers that wanted to make a quick buck over being able to do that. And she's like, actually, I'm going to do it. So, which is when we saw
Yeah.
Post Malone feature and Florence and the Machine. I feel like Tortured Poets was probably the first album that I actually looked at the track list and was like, what do I think these are about? Because of course we're all like, it's gonna be about Joe.
Right.
That's what
Oh
we
God.
think.
No, every single person. I don't think there was a single fucking person that was like Maddie Healy did not enter the stage until we were listening and we were like, wait, what
We're
the
like, oh, we know nothing. And so I remember there were certain songs, and I could, you know, I feel like Life of a Showgirl was even more like this, but where you read it and you're like, oh, I kind of think I know what this is about. Like Down Bad. Normally, like it's like, oh, I'm down bad, kind of in a positive way. Like, oh, I'm down bad for them. And this, she's just like, no, I am so down bad because I had this heartbreak. Like, I wanted him. I love him so much. I was in love. And now I'm just down bad, crying and in the gym all the time. Like,
Well, and I think the beautiful thing about Taylor Swift songs is there are
mhm,
so many layers to them because it
yeah.
probably is both. She was down
Hmm.
bad and now she's like so down bad that she like it's
Hmm.
like yes, I was down bad for them, but like that also equates to like how bad this sting is. Like it's like the further you go
Hmm.
in, the further you have to dig yourself out and like, that
Exactly.
kind of thing. So
Yeah. Also, Fresh Out the
so yeah.
Slammer. I thought that was again just more gonna be like I'm free, but not really like Fresh Out the Slammer. I know who my first call will be to. It's like I'm free of this relationship and I can go to the person I've wanted to be with. And
Which
obviously the
is
more that we
wild. Like unhinged. Like sometimes I listen to these and I'm like, girl,
she
what?
was feeling it. Like Sam was like guilty as sin. She's like, I'm drowning in the Blue Nile. Like I want to break these locks. I want to get out of here. Oh
There are
my
so
gosh,
many
I know.
times there are so many times that I listen to it, and like obviously we will, unless she releases some sort of memoir, like we are always going to be speculating. And like I
Yeah.
do think because like I've thought a lot about this, and I'm is it okay if I like detour just for a second?
Go. Yeah.
It's okay. But like I've thought a lot about this because at first, like when you asked me to do this podcast, I was like, oh gosh, like if
Mhm.
anything about her personal life comes up, like I feel like anxious speaking on that just because like I know
Mhm.
speculation. Like I know that like it gets to a point where it's like what's it called? Like when you're like about a famous person that you don't know. What's that called?
Parasocial.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I'm like, where's like the line or whatever. However, I think that with her music, it's so based in storytelling that
Hmm.
like I think it's like the same way as like when we look at historical figures. Now, obviously, this is different
Yeah.
because she is currently living and this is literally her life. I think it's the same way like when we look at like a historical figure or like a time period and we're like, oh my God, like that bores me. Like I'm not interested in that. But then we start hearing the stories about like, oh, well, did you know that this
Mhm.
happened? And like blah, blah, blah. And like
Yeah.
it's just like that, oh, there's context to this. Like, oh, that makes it so much more interesting. And I think like with
Hmm.
her music, because she like, that's her medium of talking to us or like not even us. It's just her
Yeah.
expression of like how she processes her life and what she's willing to share in those songs.
Hmm.
It like it's just like a nice like added layer of like getting to like peep into her world without actually fully knowing what's going on. But then also getting to
Exactly.
like relate it to our lives because there are times when I'm like, girl, how the did you know about this if you didn't actually experience it? Like with Folklore and
Hmm.
Evermore, which I know is a separate conversation, but like,
We can get into that. Oh my God. Another day. Another
I would
day.
love to because I like there were so many times that I was listening to that even before Tortured Poets came out where I was like,
Mhm.
there is no
There's no way.
all of this is
I'm
folklore.
just like, what do you mean? But yeah, I'm like, what do you mean that you guys are writing a song about a proposal that was a declined proposal? And you're trying to tell me everything's hunky dory?
I think like wow, this is so hard to like go into this without actually fully going into it.
I know, right?
But like I
I'll write
think
that
like
down
a
for
lot of it please do, please do. But I think and like because it does relate to torture poets, so it'll get us
Mhm.
back there. But like I do think like there were so many of Folklore and Evermore where she was
Mhm.
literally like I have to get this out, but I do love Joe so much that I'm
Yes.
just going to play this as like, oh, what if we tell this story?
Hmm.
She's like, what if we do this? And like it's about
I
this
want to
hypothetical
know.
person. Like,
I want to know. I want to know how much of her music Joe was actually listening to. Because I'm sure, I think she said when she won Album of the Year, like,
oh,
Joe, you're the person I play all my songs for first. Were you listening? That's neither here nor there.
oh, that's a good point. No, I didn't think about that because I mean, Joe seems so, and again, seems because I like,
Yeah.
but
We don't know him.
he seems so very deep and intelligent and like he
Mhm.
really like is pensive about things but like maybe he's not like maybe he did know and he like I'm assuming like they both just loved each other very much and there were so many levels
Mhm.
because like I just really feel like there was obviously a mutual love there
Yeah.
for however long for some point with they were both in it and like who knows like how much of it was like her loving him more, or, like him loving her more, if that
Mhm.
happened, or like whatever. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, but
I would love to
I,
do at some point like lyrics that hit different, haha, that hit different kind of like afterwards, because I feel like a new album always gives
yeah,
us insight on past albums. And
yes,
so Tortured
especially tortured
Poets
poets
gave
blew it
us
all up.
so
Honestly,
yeah, gave us so much.
well,
Again, this is a total side tangent as well. The fact that do you remember that at one point, I don't remember what song they sang, because I don't give a crap about the 1975, sorry. Um, but Maddie Healy had said they were about to sing a song and said, "This song is about you. You know who you are. I love you." And it was like,
yes,
okay,
and Taylor said the
whatever,
same thing during Cardigan.
during
Yeah,
Cardigan. And I'm just like, what do you mean that song's about him? Yeah, I could go. I have a
oh that
list of rap.
oh no, I like again the second I heard like and mind you, I had no fucking idea about any of this. Like I think that to be completely honest, like I didn't actually really start like being, I guess, like more parasocial about her life
Yeah.
until the Tortured Poets came out.
Mm-mm.
And I
Yeah.
very quickly, like, even with knowing like the most bare minimum information that I found out after listening to these songs and like seeing TikToks or whatever talking about them,
Yeah.
I like it was so obvious to me. Like when I like the second they said that and they started connecting those dots, I immediately was like, oh, so like the one on Folklore, like Cardigan, like I immediately was like, oh, those are then about Maddie Healy because like it was
Ivy.
so obvious. Ivy, yeah, 100%, and I love Ivy.
But yeah,
That's like my
that's
favorite.
oh my gosh, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I have so many notes I've been taking.
But the
Um,
Tortured Poets is just, oh my God, it's so good. Like it's so good, and
yeah.
like, yeah, yeah,
So kind of going forth in this release cycle, as she was announcing new variants on the Eras tour, it was with these bonus tracks. It was the manuscript, the Black Dog, the Albatross,
the Volter,
Filter. Thank you. I was like five, the five stages of
my
grief, and
favorite.
people say. And that's just another
Yes.
example, though, of Taylor didn't really plan that. It just kind of happened, and then she kind of took that on, and then she released the five stages
Do you
of
think
grief.
so?
Um, I believe she said that.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay. I've
Yeah,
not heard that.
I believe yeah, no, I
Oh,
would have to look
okay.
up specific, but I believe
Interesting.
she mentioned like that the fan said that, which is why
Oh,
she
wow.
did the five stages of anger or something like that, or of music that she put on Apple Music. They were playlists for all the stages of grief, and she categorized all of her songs on there.
Right. Because I knew she did that, but I thought
Lots
that
of
was planned.
Lover
Like I
was Delusion. No, I
oh
don't think
my
so.
God. That's
Uh-huh.
crazy. I
Uh-huh.
would like give my left kidney to know which songs on Reputation.
Yeah, because she did not do any debut or Reputation, which is untrainable because she didn't
I
own
know
them
because
because she
they
didn't
weren't
want
hers.
to.
I
Which
know.
I would say, honestly, I feel like Reputation's the most in love she ever was with Joe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, would that have all been in Delusion? But then there's also
I don't know.
some on Rep.
Or even
I would also
Bargaining.
again like bargaining. Bargaining and
Huh?
probably bargaining delusion. But I swear
Yeah.
there's like one or two on Rep, and I need to go back and listen because I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what lyrics on Rep make me think it's actually about Maddie? And like, because
Uh-huh.
even though she, again, so in love with Joe, like like she was just going through like a tumultuous time in her life. Like,
Uh-huh.
but like, I genuinely think that some of that was still about Maddie. Because didn't she meet him around the like 1989 time
It was
frame?
during the Bleachella, I believe. So we're kind of going, well, a lot of people think was the Karma era, but it was leaving 1989, going into
Oh, okay.
kind of
I
that
thought she knew
time.
him like before she released 1989, like actually before. So it was
Maddie
after.
Healy?
Hmm. I
Yes,
don't know.
Joe, sorry. Yeah, Joe, it was the Bleachella because Taylor during the 1989
Yes.
era wore a 1975 tank top or something, and then
Okay. Yeah. 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 I was like,
Maddie
oh, I
Healy
thought she
wrote
met him before.
wore, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Which,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they had a situationship then, for sure. A lot of people were saying that at the time, and they were right the whole time. Which good for them because maybe they saw Tortured Poets for what it was going to be way before us. Because when I actually
Yeah.
I was going to my Eras Tour shows around the time that she was dating Maddie Healy. And so I remember everyone was super mad at her and I was just like, I don't know him. I know him because of her. Like I didn't listen
Right.
to 75 at all. But I was kind of already on the but daddy, I love him train of like she's a grown woman and if
Right.
she wants to burn her life down, she for a man, she'll do it. And that's exactly
Right.
what she said. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
But I think that's why, because I didn't realize the history they have. I don't think a lot of people realize that history. So, we're at first we're like, babe, why do you have songs about him on this album? And we're like, because he's been
It's like, oh God,
up for a long time. Long time.
it's so
Yeah.
rough. It's so rough hearing it, and
Hmm.
especially being someone who can relate to that so much. Like I relate, like
Hmm.
as much as I have tried so hard getting into showgirl, and don't get me wrong, I do love it.
Yeah.
I cannot let like Tortured Poets like has me in like a vice grip. Like
Yeah.
I
She's that
unfortunately like I
girl.
just relate to it so hard. Like it really honestly like it's just crazy.
Yeah. So going back to the twos are twoing. So obviously at the Grammys, she said, I've been working for this on the last 2 years. But then during Midnight Rain, when she'll say, but he never thinks of me except for when I'm on TV. And she started like going like this with her tongue out. And everyone's like, she's holding up a lot of twos. Is
Uh-huh.
this what are we gonna get a 2 a.m.? I think people were saying a 2 a.m. deluxe edition because we got a 3 a.m. deluxe edition of Midnight.
Ending right.
And so then, I stay up, I'm listening to the Torture Poets Department at midnight, and people say, I think if you pull down Taylor's or Taylor Nation's, maybe it was both, their Instagram, it had a secret countdown for 2 a.m., which is funny because which I get it, it's just it's all the twos. The album, the initial was only like just under an hour or just about an hour. So we had a whole hour. It's like you could just listen to it again. And I'm like, I would just want to know what it is. And sure enough, Taylor says, surprise, this is a double album. So yes, she shows it's a 2 a.m. surprise. The Tortured Poets Department is a secret double album. I'd written so much tortured poetry in the past 2 years and wanted to share it with you all. So here's the second installment of Tortured
In
Poets,
the past
the
2 years, can
anthology.
you imagine?
Yes.
Oh my
15 extra
God.
songs, and now the story isn't mine anymore. It's all yours, which now we know the story isn't mine anymore is from the manuscript.
Right.
But holy crap. What do you mean a whole nother album? What do you mean 15 more songs?
I remember listening to that, like when I listened to it, because I did, it was the first album I have ever stayed up for
Yeah.
the midnight release and listened to it. And like I had two friends at the time that I was, three friends at the time that I was messaging about it.
Uh-huh.
And I remember because I had work the next day because it's always on a Thursday for me, and
Into
Fridays
Friday,
are my
yeah.
craziest day. So
Yep.
the next album, I don't care what I'm doing. I am taking off work. I am taking off work on
Yeah.
Friday so that I can like actually enjoy it and like whatever. But like
Yeah.
I was listening to it and I had to go to bed. I literally was like, I've already stayed
I
up
couldn't finish it.
way past my bedtime, and I like so
Yeah.
I went to bed and I woke up the next morning and it was funny because
Oh.
I didn't know that there's, and
Yeah.
I was like, she like used some quotes. And now, mind you, I'd only listened to it the one time and I was so tired and
Yeah.
I was like a little delusional. So I was like, that's so weird because I think she was like advertising some quotes and I didn't hear those
Mhm.
lyrics, but maybe like I'll have to listen to it again. I literally
Yeah.
had that thought because like I remember she
Old Habits
advertised
Die Screaming from the Black
Old
Dog.
Habits Die Screaming. She
Um,
did one from The
One Less
Prophecy,
Temptress. And then One
One Less
Less
Temptress,
Temptress, One Less Dagger to Sharpen from Cassandra. Yeah. She it
and then
was
The
in our
Prophecy was
faces.
the statues.
Oh,
Even statues crumble if they're made to wait. And I was just
yes.
like, oh my, so like waking up the next morning, obviously, I was already excited that
Mhm.
I got to listen to first
Yeah.
however many songs again. And then I got like, and I was like, oh my gosh. So like I remember like I even tried to wake up a little bit early and like I saw like
Mhm.
all the texts. Or I think I didn't even need to wake up early, but I happened to wake up and I like glanced at my phone and I just see like all, and I was like, what? But I was like,
Yep.
I have to listen to this songs right
No,
now.
I remember I stayed up, but I started listening to it and I was like, I'm so exhausted. I'm like delirious. I'm not retaining any lyrics. I'm not retaining any
Right.
what it sounds like. So I was like,
Yeah.
I've just gotta listen again tomorrow. And I don't know how you are as like an album listener, but when a new album comes out, I listen to it front to back. I don't shuffle
Hmm.
for a
No,
long time.
no,
I have to get very familiar with it before
correct.
I will allow myself to shuffle. So and I was very overwhelmed. And I know a lot of people criticize it's too much music. It's just too much. It's a lot of music.
Mm-mm.
My thing was, I was like, if you just don't want to listen to it, just don't listen to the extra album.
To
It's okay.
listen to it. Oh my God.
Yeah, just but and
Like
I
people are acting like
did,
you're like holding a gun to their head and like being like, if you don't listen to this whole like, hello, like it's
which
okay. It's not for
I
everyone.
didn't
I
start
loved it.
really trying to listen to Tortured Poets Anthology for a couple months. Like if they came up, okay, but I wasn't like really.
Really?
Yeah, like I would, cause I again, every time I would
Okay.
go out, I would I would start at Fortnite. So I'm sure Fortnite was my most listened to song, just because I was always starting at the beginning, listening
Right.
through, and I mean that's 2 hours worth of music. So if I wasn't always listening to it, and I would just always start at the beginning. So yeah, it was when I started painting my kitchen
Oh my
cabinets, and I was listening to music, and
You're
I
like,
was
I need
like,
a task.
yep, and Beth wasn't here. So I was like, "Cool, I just need music to get me through it." And that's when I really was like, "Oh, okay, I really like this song. I really like this song." And
Yeah.
yeah, because I was like my brain is my sponge and my sponge is full of water. I can't soak anything else up right now. I got to focus on the beginning.
Right.
Um
Right.
so and now I'm just like, God, I was like, I love the anthology. I love the whole thing. Um
Yeah.
but there was a lot of initial criticism that it's too much music, it's too sad, there's no bops, which I'm just like, did you listen to I Can Do It With a Broken Heart? It's pretty boppy. But
See, and that's so funny because I do love I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, but for me, like, okay, actually, I want to know your top five. Like, your top
oh
five. Okay,
god.
wait, hang on. Let me
Yeah.
rephrase that. If you had to pick three or four bops, like it doesn't
Mhm.
even have to be like your favorite songs, just like ones that you're like, oh yeah, like I can get into
Oh,
this kind of thing.
from
From Torture
Torture Poets or
Poets.
in general? Oh
Torture
gosh,
Poets.
well, Who's Afraid of Little Amy was my first favorite one. I was just like, and it's, I wouldn't even call it a bop. It's just a really good song.
Yeah.
Then oh, Down Bad, because again, I just want to be like, down bad crying at the gym. I'm just like, yes, that's what I want to do. Oh, I'm gonna get you back. Same thing.
Oh
It's
my
like
God. Okay,
the
good. I was gonna
bridge.
say that one.
I can feel you
Whether
coming,
I'm gonna
coming
be your
in the
wife.
way you
Oh
move.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've just oh, so yeah. So yeah, Down Bad. I do love My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Um,
It's a good one.
I'm gonna get you back. Oh, Guilty as Sin. What if he's written mine? My upper thigh. Oh, yeah. And then I did like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Yeah.
But I think
I really
like
like the Bolter a lot. That one's
mhm.
my that one's up there for me.
I think what really this kind of showed was the people who got really into Taylor Swift because of the Eras Tour, which there's nothing wrong with that, and the people who've been listening
Yeah.
to her and listening to her be a sad girl for years now.
Yes.
So when they're like, yeah, it's not it's not anti-hero or karma, and I'm like, you're right. It's not. I was like, but this is also the kind of stuff like she's telling us a lot here. And I think some people are just okay
So
just listening
much.
to the music and taking it at face value, which is fine. But then there are
Oh
people like
yeah.
us where it's like, I really need to focus on the lyrics because I really want to know what she's trying to tell us because that's what she uses her music for as a way to get out these thoughts and feelings, but also it tells us something. And I want to
Yeah.
know what she has to tell us.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's so true. And like honestly, again, Tortured Poets was just like a word vomit of like, but like in the best way.
Yeah.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
just saying that because honestly, to me, it's crazy because if I had to like pick one of her best written albums,
Uh-huh.
it would definitely be Tortured Poets. And the fact that it's 31 songs is
Yeah.
crazy to me because like what do you mean you wrote 31 like just fucking epic it genuinely
Yeah.
poetry like actually like amazing lyrics and just the lyricism in Tortured Poets is just like unmatched
Mhm.
um with her like it is and isn't because her other stuff is still so good like she
Yeah.
still has really good lyrics and like really good writing on a lot of her other songs
Mhm.
um, but like there's just something so special about Tortured Poets and just like it was so just a slight detour, but it was so funny to me that
Mhm.
she was like I was really intentional about like the songs that I put on like Life of a Showgirl or whatever as if like
Mhm. 'Cause
the
she listens to
previous
the
album was
criticism
like
for sure.
but it's so funny to me because I'm like as if like you just like gave us your worst work one
Mhm.
album ago like hello like that was your
Yeah.
best to me, hands down, album that you have ever produced. And you wrote it in, like you said, like the past 2 years. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
A lot of those
I
songs,
know.
like if we think about the timeline of like things and like if I like because when I start speculating, I'm like, God, like when did she write this? Like, was this at
Mhm.
the absolute most heartbroken she's ever been in life? Like, um
Mhm.
segment, which was not long, by the way. It was
Yeah.
not a long time at
Mhm.
all. And I was like, God, how many fucking songs did she write in that time
Yeah.
frame? Because
I
it's
know.
crazy. It's actually insane. I'm just like, who, like the talent is just, I'm sorry. I could talk about it because I'm
No.
like, the talent is just
That's what we're
unmatched.
here
It's
for.
truly unmatched. I know. But like, it's just, it's crazy to me because I'm just like, girl, oh, right. And again, like, it's so fun because like, I won't go too much into this because I actually have
Yeah.
another lyric that I heard the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was in Down Bad. I'm just looking at the lyrics now,
Yeah.
but like of her lyrics just being like again hitting like so close to home and being like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
that makes me think of like this guy that I dated and
Mhm.
like him being so quiet and like knowing that it's like knowing and like understanding exactly what she's feeling because you're like I've felt that exact same way and somehow like
Mhm.
this is a universal experience, but like we deal with it so personally, like in our own life. Like it's just like I know that's like such a that's not like nuanced or anything, but it's
Yeah.
just when you actually like listen to it because the lyrics are so specific. Like she's still so specific while still being like incredibly broad. How did she do that?
And well, so another thing that I was listening to, it was Snow on the Beach. And it was like your eyes are flying saucers from another planet. And I was just like,
That's in Snow on the
"So-
Beach?
yeah, now I'm all for you like Janet, can this be a real thing? Can it? Are we falling
Say the
like snow
saucer
on
one
the
again?
beach? Your eyes are flying saucers from another planet.
Like down bad?
Yes.
And then because I just got to the part where I was like, oh, the lyric that I wanted to talk about was I'll build you a fort on some planet where they
Where
can
they
all
can all
understand it.
understand it. Yeah, where they can
Because
understand that they're in love, that they people can understand their love there. Because people are like, I don't understand why someone like Taylor Swift's dating someone like him.
exactly. Well, and like the
Mhm.
fort part, even though I obviously know Fortnite is a different word, but like to me, like it for some reason it clicked because like
Mhm.
Fortnite was like the one song that we got a music video for, right?
Yeah.
Out of all of Tortured Poets, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so like in Fortnite, even though again I know that they're different words, fort and then Fortnite is literally a time frame, but like to me, it's like, oh, you literally built not just that, like not you just like you wanted people to understand where you were coming from with this relationship that you had, but at the same
Mhm.
time, like you're literally there was so much in your music that was dedicated to him. Like
Mhm.
so much of your work was like expressing your love for him or like your infatuation, whatever, love and infatuation
Mhm.
and like dedication and like all of this. And so
Yeah.
like I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
I just
No.
made that connection with Snow on the Beach. I didn't even realize that lyric was in there.
Well, that's why when I was it was when I was at the workshop last week, I was getting ready and I was like, flying saucers, UFO, beam me up, down bad. Yeah, I had to go write it down. But also I feel like this whole album, it was a very interesting time, especially because like Taylor didn't do any press for it, which she really didn't need to. She had the Eras tour. But also it's like one of those, do you really want to do a lot of press about what seems to be some of the worst times of your life? But by the time she released it, she didn't seem unhappy. And that was also very
It's because wasn't
conveying.
she dating Travis at the time?
Yeah, she was exactly. So because we had the alchemy, we had
That's right.
so
So
high
high school.
school. Yeah, so like
Yes, that's right.
she already included songs about him. So and on the tour as well. So it was like this conflicting feeling of emotion because like we're just now hearing, oh my God,
Hmm.
I'm so depressed. I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so miserable. And
Yeah.
nobody even knows. And I'm like, yeah, we don't. We don't know. Not like this. We didn't know like this. And so
All
and
right.
no press for it. And but also she seemed happy. So that was the other thing is like, well, she's with Travis.
Mm.
So it was kind of nice. I'm like, well, she is happier. Like, thank God she is happier. And I think that's, what she said during press for Showgirl is said, usually, you write an album and then you release it and your life's completely different from when you
That's
wrote it. And I
right.
was like, well, Tortured Poets. And she said that this album, Showgirl, was the first time that she's like, this is like an accurate snapshot of what my life is like now, which I was like, I love that because you seem super
Oh,
happy. So
I
I was
love
like,
that. That's
yeah,
so
I'm glad we
sweet.
weren't getting it when you were really upsetty spaghetti,
I
about this
know.
man.
I didn't even think about that. That would have been so, I would have been
Mhm.
devastated, actually. That would have
Yeah.
been so gut wrenching. Because could you imagine?
Mhm.
Do you
No.
think she would have released it?
I I don't know.
Like if she was really
I
sad and she had this happy album, do you think she
I
would have
think
released it?
so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
Yeah.
I saw this theory and it was a really good one. It was that like all of her unplanned albums are in black and white,
Yes, I've
like
heard that theory.
Reputation and Torch Poets. And I
I
was
think
like,
I think that's a good because it's is it just rep and TTPD?
"Eh,
Yeah.
yep,
So because well, Life of the Showgirl is so interesting to me because like a lot of the songs on there are like you said like current,
yeah,
like about her current life. But it's
uh-huh,
so interesting because I'm like Life of a Showgirl seems like it would be spanning across all of her show eras.
uh-huh,
And it's
yeah,
so interesting to me because a lot of the songs don't seem to fit the like theme. Like for
yeah,
me, like I think a lot of the songs, it's like is this on the right album? Like, and again, like I'm trying some of the
Yeah.
things I'm still trying to like dissect because again, I know that she's a very intentional person and she does not
Mhm.
just do things willy-nilly. So like a lot of it's I'm like, okay, like what am I kind of like not getting here? Like what do I need to kind of like maybe think about a little bit more or
So
ponder or
I think
whatever?
she leaned into the showgirl, I think, of what everyone is picturing for like the visuals. Whereas like the actual music itself, it's talking about, and I think she mentioned this on the New Heights podcast, of this is the look behind the curtain. So what her life is like behind it, not
Oh,
dealing with
right.
music.
That makes
So I
sense.
think, yeah, I
Okay.
think, so I
Duh.
think again, people are like, but
That's so
people are
fair.
like, oh, I'm seeing all the showgirl stuff and blah blah blah. And like, I mean, we get that with the life of a showgirl. We talk about Kitty, wanting to become this showgirl, this performer, and then eventually, where she does that switch where it's like, hey, I'm now the showgirl, and yeah,
Yes. I love
it's
that.
hard, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, so yeah, no, I
No,
definitely
I
get
love
that.
that.
But I think like I mean I still like Showgirl. I don't go listen to it all the way through like I did Midnight's or Tortured Poets or
Yeah.
anything like that. But I think it's because and it's not a bad thing. I think it's just because and maybe
No, I
I'm
think we
wrong,
all
but
resonate with different.
I feel
Oh,
like when I
sorry.
listen to it I'm like I was like I feel like I've understood this album pretty well already. So I was like so I don't feel like I need to keep listening to kind of like figure out more. Whereas like the Tortured Poets, like or Folklore, Evermore, I'm constantly listening to be like,
Uh,
okay, like is there anything else I'm missing?
yes.
Because there are things
Yes.
like, flying saucers from another
It's
planet
so,
or,
yeah.
whatever. Hmm.
And I think like with like is really interesting because like I think that's why like when you first said at the very beginning like it feels like I can't believe it's already been 2 years because it even though
Hmm.
it like somehow seems so long ago but it seems like also just yesterday it was released
Yeah.
and it's like I think it's because you keep finding nuances in it even to this
Hmm.
day like even us
Yep.
just discussing it just now we were like oh wait does that like so it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
you
for
keep
sure.
kind of seeing things that you didn't see before and like that makes it keeps it kind of fresh.
Yeah.
And I still think there's some things in like Life of a Showgirl. Like I think there are some things where I'm just like I just don't think I'm getting it yet. Like do you know what I mean? It's like I think
Hmm.
maybe I am just not like because again like I'm not as connected to that one. And again, I think it's because actually maybe it is because like there's probably a reason we don't get it and like fully get it maybe is
Hmm.
because it is the life of a showgirl. I'm not a showgirl. Like I'm not I mean
Yeah.
it's like I'm not famous. Like I don't have to I don't know what that's like. And like I don't know like the like
Hmm.
having to like have a still private life even behind like this front. You know what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
I mean, I know everyone kind of does that to an extent, like with Instagram and stuff, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like having so
Well,
many other
that's
factors of like tabloids, blah blah
mhm.
blah, people
Well, that's
speculating
why
about your life.
anytime that if I give an opinion on a song or I'm like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I will still say, I'll be like, it's better than what I could do. Like, I'm not saying it because I think
Oh yeah,
you're just, it's just
100%.
because
Right.
I don't like it. It doesn't resonate with me. But I'm
Exactly.
like, there's a reason that you are have a record deal or do whatever. And like, okay, I won't go too far into it because I feel like we'll talk about Showgirl in another video.
Okay.
But eldest daughter at first did not click with me. Did not click with me. I have a lot of thoughts on that like it's changed and I want to talk about it later. But
Because you are an eldest, like me, right?
I am.
We're
Yeah,
both.
I'm an eldest
Okay.
daughter.
Yeah.
So I really thought
Yep.
it would resonate me a lot quicker.
Same.
But
But the one I
you know,
clicked with
I
immediately was father
uh
figure.
there
Immediately
you go.
clicked with father
Yeah.
figure.
And so, there's times where I'm just like, oh, this isn't my favorite. It might not even be, well, no, I know it's not my favorite track five. I was like, but still, I was like, I know she's amazing at what she does. I was like, and not every song can be the absolute best thing she's ever written, even though every song is the best song she's ever written. So, you know?
Well, and like I think like with what you're saying, and I think I might have told you this like in a voice note or something, but like
Mhm.
that was me with the entire Evermore album. And I like I didn't like hate it, hate it, hate it. I just was
I'm
like,
just now having
I
my
could
Evermore moment.
are you oh my God. Okay, well we can talk about that later. But like
Yeah.
because I
So
swear to
like
God, I
within the
have a
last like
theory.
month, I've really been having my Evermore moment. So yeah. I get it.
have a theory that like you have your Evermore moment when you are just like in the dumps of life. Maybe not you, but like that's like from everyone that I've heard. And again, like I'm not saying that's you, but like everyone I've heard in like
Yeah.
my own personal experience, that is exactly what happened. It's like
Yeah.
I was kind of like going through a breakup and like all this stuff. And I started like I think Ivy actually came on in a shuffle
Mhm.
or something. And I was like, holy shit, like this is a really fucking good song. Like I already loved like the melody of Ivy, but
Yeah.
again, like even if I like the melody of something, if I don't connect to the lyrics, I'm just kind of like,
Mhm.
you know, eh. But like I actually listened, it was so good. And then like I just Evermore just like became my like number one shot up to like
Yeah.
least favorite shot up to.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'm like, I wonder if there's a phase of life that I will go through where Showgirl, I'm just like, oh, I cannot stop.
Well, it's just funny because I remember when Folklore came out, I remember when Evermore came out, and I was listening to them. There are certain songs that I can remember, like Painting This Room, No Body, No Crime, my fucking shit.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell
it's
yeah.
and it's one even like Tolerated, like I can remember listening to these, but they were not sinking in. I was not listening
Mhm.
really. I wasn't listening for real. And now I'm just like, wow, I was missing that. So you just
Yeah.
sometimes you have to sit with it for a while, and that's okay.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And so, because I do think a lot of her songs do that. Like, where, because there are sometimes people like mention a song of like, I'm like, or a lyric. Oh my God, it's so
uh
funny when someone's like says a lyric and I'm like, did she write that though? Like, is that her lyric?
right.
And then like it is. I've just never listened to that song like in that way. Like, I've never really
Yeah.
listened. And so I actually had no idea it was her lyric. It's so funny to me. Um, but yeah, I'm a firm believer that songs find you when you need them and like that they resonate with you as you go
Mhm.
through life, different
Yeah,
experiences. And so,
exactly.
so yeah.
Exactly. But that was a good Tortured Poets kind of dive back into the memories and
I loved it.
took out
I
my
honestly
female
could talk
rage
about
shirt
Tortured Poets. Oh,
for
that's,
days.
oh my gosh. I love
Yeah.
that. Did she sell that one or no?
I don't think so. No, I think this was like very shortly after she
Because didn't she get
after
the
the
copyright
premiere.
for it or
I think it was
something?
right after the premiere of Tortured Poets on the Eras tour,
Oh,
and she said, "Oh, you see, we just added a new set, or as I like to call it, Female Rage the Musical," which I still feel like she's going to do something with that, as
yeah.
she should, as she should.
As she
Um,
should.
but um,
Ugh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I love Tortured Poets.
thank you for doing this with me.
Yes, I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for everyone that stayed and watched. I definitely want to know your thoughts on the Tortured Poets department, what your favorite songs are. If you have any skips, my skip is Robin. Sorry.
I can't.
Like I just
I
don't.
actually hope I never connect to Robin if I'm so honest. I actually hope I never
Yeah.
connect to it
But you know
because it
what?
seems sad.
The Robin stands, sound off below. Let us know if you're the one that keeps Robin going triple platinum in your house or something like that. But
I want to
please like,
know.
subscribe, and share because we want to know everything and we want you to see future videos. So thank you so much.